Hello and welcome back everybody to another World of Warcraft countdown video. Legion has been confirmed to be released on the 30th of August 2016. This means that we still have many months of patch 6.2 before we have any new content. If you have nothing to do in WoW and don't want to unsub until Legion, I have made a list of the top 10 things you can do to prepare for World of Warcraft Legion. Number 10. Find a guild. If you're serious about raiding or PvP, then it's best to find a reliable guild before Legion is released. There are tons of new guilds recruiting members in preparation for Legion. By joining one now and becoming an established member, it guarantees you a spot to get right into the raiding or competitive PvP. Usually when a new expansion is released, many new guilds form to tackle the new content introduced by that expansion, but quickly fail as they've never experienced raiding together. Joining one early allows you to build a relationship with your guild and practice working together in a raiding or PvP setting. Number 9. Stock up on supplies. Clean your inventory and banks of items you don't need and replace them with items that will give you an easier time when Legion hits. You'll be receiving tons of new items while leveling to 110, so make sure you buy hexweave bags for all the characters you're planning on leveling in Legion. Having bigger bags saves you time of having to constantly make room for more stuff. Also, stocking up on potions and food will ensure that you're constantly buffed and gives you a ton of extra utility to make the leveling process smoother. Number 8. Catch up on the lore. With every expansion comes tons of new lore. Many players don't look into the lore further than what they've seen in cutscenes and trailers. Having at least a basic idea of the lore gives you a whole new level of immersion and makes the game much more enjoyable. Understanding the lore makes you appreciate the questing experience a whole lot more and makes you feel connected and important in the world. The easiest way to catch up on the lore is right here on YouTube. There are many channels which entirely dedicate themselves to the lore and would be a great start to making your Legion experience that much more immersive. Number 7. Research the alpha. If you don't mind spoilers and don't already have access to Legion, then one of the best ways to prepare is to research the alpha ahead of time. You can either go to Blizzard's official website and forums to check out the latest addition to Legion, or you can use third-party websites such as MMO Champion, Wowhead, or even YouTube for information on Legion. On YouTube there are various channels that cover the alpha in detail. If you really want, you can find whole live streams and videos dedicated to showing you hours of gameplay, including the whole leveling process. Number 6. Do things that will be difficult to do in Legion. By this I mean things like the Nemesis quests, which require you to kill 500 players of a specific race in Ashran. This will be very difficult to complete once Legion is released, as Ashran will no longer be relevant. There are also tons of achievements you can only obtain now, such as the Ahead of the Curve achievement, which requires you to kill Archimond in heroic difficulty or higher before the next tier of content. These things are not entirely necessary in preparing for Legion. However, if you're an achievement hunter, these things will give you something to do before Legion. Number 5. Gear up. One of the best things you can do right now is gearing up. You can get 695 item level very quickly by doing the Apexis dailies for Bayfall gear. Once you've got full Bayfall gear, you can go straight into normal or even heroic Hellfire Citadel. You can also get item level 700 honor gear, which is very easy to get by doing Ashran or Battlegrounds. Having decent gear before Legion will greatly speed up the leveling process, as you won't have to worry about constantly dying as much. Not to mention you'll be able to complete quests and kill mobs much quicker. Number 4. Legendary Ring. The Legendary Ring can be tedious to obtain, so I wouldn't recommend doing it if you haven't started the quest yet. If you've already made some progress, then getting the ring would be helpful for the start of Legion. It will probably still be competitive up until level 110, and is something that you can work towards right now. Although the on-use ability will probably not work above level 100, the raw stats the ring gives you will be very useful while leveling up, and is an extra gear slot you won't have to worry about. Number 3. Leveling ults. Since there are going to be many changes in Legion, there is always a risk of your class being nerfed or heavily changed to the point where you no longer find it enjoyable. Especially for PvPers, it's nice to have a few backup ults just in case you want to switch to another class. A lot of players make the mistake of not staying up to date on their legendary quest lines on their ults and then finding themselves bored of their mains. Having a few ults ensures that you have backup characters just in case you get bored of your main. Not to mention that they're useful for many other things, such as professions, gold making, and soloing old content. Number 2. Level your professions. Professions are going to be a lot more prevalent in Legion. At the minimum, you want at least 2 crafting professions on your main. Ideally, you would have all crafting professions on your ults too, as you'll be able to use them for useful stuff as well as making gold. Gathering professions are also a good idea to have, especially at the beginning of an expansion, since crafting reagents are going to be in short supply. I always find the beginning of an expansion to be the most profitable time to make gold. The economy is usually extremely volatile, so if you research your professions beforehand and find out which items are going to be of value, you can potentially make millions. Number 1. Make gold. The last thing you want to be thinking about in the beginning of Legion are your repair bills, not being able to afford profession items, or even gear. Warlords of Draenor is a gold mine, so you want to make as much gold as possible before Legion hits. One of your greatest tools of making gold is your garrison. If you have several level 100 ults, then you can recruit a follower with the treasure finder trait every week from the inn. Then all you have to do is log in a few times a day per character and do missions that reward gold. You can also do Cataclysm raids for raw gold on each of your characters for a steady amount of gold each week. If you do this up until Legion is released, then you should be swimming in gold. But I guess that's the end of this video, guys. Like and favorite if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this from me in the future. Until next time, guys, bye!